everybody, this is Dave here at Pulp Alley, and today we're going to play 5 more episodes of The Great Alaskan Mystery. This is going to be episode number 5 through 9, and if you are enjoying this video, if you're enjoying this serial, please take a moment and click that like and share and subscribe button for us. And if you're already a subscriber, click the bell so you'll be notified when we upload a new video. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about Ralph Morgan, who is Dr. Miller in this 1944 serial by Universal. Now, in the 1930s, Ralph Morgan had some pretty good leading roles. By the 1940s, by 1944, he was mostly in supporting roles. But he did have another cool serial that he did in 1942 called Gangbusters, and I believe he was called Dr. Mortis in that. And he had this criminal underworld that he was the leader of. And if I remember right, I think they were called the League of Murdered Men. Very cool. Great old serial. You can't hardly mention Ralph Morgan without mentioning his more famous younger brother, though, Frank Morgan, who was the title character in The Wizard of Oz. But I think even more interesting maybe than that is that Ralph Morgan in 1933, along with 5 other individuals, 5 other actors, formed the organization called the Screen Actors Guild, and that is still around today. How cool is that? And he was also the very first president of the Screen Actors Guild. So although you can't really say he was a hugely prolific actor, he was one of those fellows that frequently was working behind the scenes as an advocate for the screen actors. Very cool. So now we're going to get straight into it. Here is Ralph Morgan and Milburn Stone in The Great Alaskan Mystery. Thank you for joining me today.
Some men to stop that other truck from coming down. Looks like Hudson's truck is out of control. Come on. horse.
Where's the fight?
Fight, it's all over. How's your head?
Head's all right.
Oh, the wound.
Well, what wound?
On your head there.
Good thing it hit me in the head, otherwise it would have hurt.
Let's see what's wrong with the truck.
Did you get any of the hijackers? I think I did one. What's it damaged?
Broken steering knuckle. Load some of this high grade on the other truck. We'll go on into Saskatchewan.
Righto.
What's the matter with you? You tired?
Oh.
House, are you sure that Hudson didn't recognize you at the Eskimo village?
Oh, I'm certain he thinks I was lost in the shipwreck.
Well, you've got to keep out of sight. From now on, we concentrate on Dr. Miller and his invention. And the doctor must be brought to me alive. This must be done in such a way that no suspicion will be cast on me. You understand?
Yes, of course.
I'll send you out to Brandon's place. There you'll be close to the Hudson mine in case you need it. Brock speaking. All right, keep in touch. I knew we shouldn't have stuck our necks out. Brandon bungled that hijacking job, and Hudson got through. He's coming here to see me.
Do you think he suspects?
Of course not. I've protected myself very carefully. My importance to our work requires that.
Yes, of course.
Yes?
Mr. Hudson is here.
I'll see him in a minute. Here, wait in here. All right, send him in. Hello, Jim.
Hello, Mr. Brock.
Glad to see you.
Thanks.
Sit down. How are things going at the mine?
That's a good. Hijackers again. But I got that shipment through to your stamp mill.
You know, I can't understand this outbreak of lawlessness. Though it always seems to be more prevalent in war times.
Mr. Brock, I have to have another truck. There's an old one of yours there at the mill I could sure use if you'd sell it.
I'd like to accommodate you, Jim, but trucks are hard to get nowadays. When will you need it?
Right away. A lot of new machinery came in, including the stuff we have to have for the sawmill we planned. I'd like to get it up to the mine tonight.
I guess this is the one you mean, isn't it? GMQ?
Yes, that's it.
You can have it.
Well, how much? I'll take it. I'll write you a check for it right now.
No hurry. Why don't you go back by way of the Deep Gulch Road?
I thought that road was closed, Mr. Brock.
No, the road commissioners have fixed it up. I use it quite a lot.
Well, it certainly is a lot closer that way. I think I'll use it tonight. There you are, and I certainly appreciate that.
Not at all, Jim. Very glad to help you. Any man could make a comeback the way you did after being wounded in the service deserves all the breaks he can get.
Thanks.
And if you need any help loading your stuff, just let me know.
I'll do that. Thanks a lot, Mr. Brock.
Not at all.
I thought you were laying off the Hudson outfit.
I am. That is, anything violent. But if Jim Hudson should meet with a fatal accident on his way back to the mine, that'd be too bad, wouldn't it?
Here, Ruth.
Are you sure I can buy all this equipment in Saskatchewan?
Certainly. You're going to look Jim up anyway. He'll show you where to go.
I mean, if he got there safely.
Nah, he made it all right.
Well, I'm on my way, Dad.
All right, now drive carefully.
Bye.
Goodbye, Deb.
Doggone it. I forgot something. Oh, Ruth. I forgot to tell you about the first aid kit. It's the only doctor we have here. And the station wagon is our only ambulance.
Do you want me to check it over for
Yes, when you get to town, buy whatever it needs.
you? Now, is there anything else, Mr. Hudson?
Well, if there is, I'll probably think of it when you get back. Bye.
Bye.
I don't care how long it takes. We've got to find Pete before somebody else does and identifies him. Now, we'll go back up the road toward the mine. Spread out a little and keep your eyes peeled.
onto his horse.
This man is in a serious condition. You can't move him till I finish dressing his wounds.
You act like you know what you're doing.
Thank you. I've done this before.
Isn't that car from the gun site mine?
Is it?
Are you Miss Miller?
I might be.
You sure put out a lot of information, don't you?
It's not my job.
No? Then what is your job?
Right now to care for the wounded.
That's fine. We've got some more of them. Bring her along, boys.
Why don't you put the injured men in the station wagon?
I'll decide what to do. Put her on a horse and blindfold her.
You don't have to force me. If they're wounded, I'll go willingly.
Noble, aren't you?
No, I'm not noble. I'm doing this for a reason you'd never understand.
That man will help you.
I'll need some alcohol to dress this man's wounds.
That's a good idea. I could use a little snort myself.
I want it for sterilizing.
You mean you're going to waste good liquor? Get it. Okay.
You're too smart to try to get away from here, aren't you?
Really? And I thought you were too smart to try to hold me here.
We'll see. VR to HB. VR to HB. Come in, HB.
Young Hudson gave us the slip again, Chief, but I think we...
From now on, don't try anything till you hear from me.
I'm sorry, Chief. By the way, we've got Miller's daughter here.
What? Why, of all the stupid things.
Couldn't help it. She found Pete and could identify him.
Well, the only thing to do now is to get rid of her and get this set up for tonight. Jim Hudson will be coming up Deep Gulch Road.
Where are those men going?
To a bridge party.
Bridge party.
Yeah, and your friend Hudson's going to be dummy. How's he doing?
Oh, fine. He'll wake up pretty soon and be hungry.
I'm hungry right now. How's about a little food for all of us?
Can you get some?
Sure. I'll go out to cook shack and make some sandwiches.
Or get busy.
When we hit the Deep Gulch Road, we'll stretch out to half-mile intervals.
Okay.
Your truck ready to roll?
All set.
Let's go.
We'll cut the cables on this side.
It looks good.
You know what? You're a nice-looking girl. And being we're the only ones in camp tonight, we might as well enjoy ourselves.
What were these men doing when they were shot?
Prospecting for gold.
Jim Hudson?
You ain't so dumb.
Neither is Jim Hudson. He'll wipe you all out before he's through.
Why, after tonight, he won't even be able to wipe his own chin.
Oh, you're referring to that bridge party he's going to have.
You catch on quick. Help yourself.
May I?
Sure. I like a gal that can handle her own liquor.
You'll be surprised.
Well, Here's to... You name it.
Here's hoping.
That's good enough. The weight of the truck will do the rest. All right. Rock sold it to him today. Not a bad deal, huh?
Why, Miss Ruth, what...
Listen, is Jim driving that truck up ahead?
Well, yes, but...
Well, then we got to catch him.
What's up? Where did you come from?
Is there a bridge near here?
Jim said something about one.
Well, that's it. Hurry. We've got to stop him.
I'm going as fast as this truck will go.
Cut the cables on this side. That's good enough. The weight of the truck will do the rest. go down to the edge of the gulch. When the truck crashes through, make sure Hudson doesn't get out of the wreck.
Listen. What's that?
Lay low till we see who it is.
It's Cal.
The Miller girl got away.
What?
I met Kurt. She was looking for her.
Stupid fool.
She'll have the law on us and lead them right to the hideout.
Scatter and comb the neighborhood. We've got to find her. Wait. Here comes Hudson. Better take care of him first. That done it?
Yeah.
See anything moving?
Not a thing.
Here comes another truck. We better check on it.
It's wrecked. Jim's truck.
Is that the Miller girl? They must have picked her up down the road.
Give me that rifle.
Jim, are you...
I'm all right. Just a couple of scratches. What burns me up is losing that load of machinery. What are you doing here?
Well, a band of men stopped me when I was on my way to town. But, Jim, they did something to this bridge.
What did you say?
Well, I heard them talking about it when I was in the cabin. They fixed the bridge so it would crash.
Why, So that's the... All right. Come on. Right over there on the top of that bank.
Those are some of our boys. Must have just got here.
Follow me. Slow.
Take a chance on a gunfight. Get back to your horses.
The firing stopped. It sounded like they beat it.
Ruth, you think you can find that cabin again?
I don't think so. All I remember was running through the dark. I reached the road by accident.
They went through the woods on the other side. You want to go after them?
No, we couldn't find them now anyway. Motion, see what you can salvage from that wreck. Come on, Ruth, you and I'll take this other truck and go to town and have a talk with the marshals. Now, look, Brandon, I can explain about that girl.
Discipline. That's good to see. Absolutely essential to a strong organization, Brandon. I'm Dr. House.
Yeah, I was expecting you. Brock said that you were to hide out here, that your work started after we picked up Dr. Miller's invention.
Yes, that's right.
Glad to have you with us. Now, if you'll excuse me. BR to HB. BR to HB.
Come in, BR.
Hudson and the girl both got away.
Yes, I know all about your blundering. Hudson just told me he's sending the marshal out with a posse to locate your cabin.
If things get too hot, we'll clear out and leave the place looking like a regular ranch.
Well, if we work fast, that won't be necessary. Now, I want Miller's invention, and I want it tonight before Hudson and the girl reach the mine.
Now get busy. Okay, Chief. Tell the boys to get ready. We're going after the real thing tonight. Get set for a pleasant surprise, Dr. House. You'll have that Paratron in a couple of hours.
I worked so hard since I was old enough to know better.
Are you sure you know what you're doing, Doc?
If I did, Bill, I wouldn't need this steel plate. In science, we must allow for miscalculation. Loaded the Paratron with a terrific charge of atomic power concentrated from that quartz. The last time we experimented, you'll remember, the light wave carried metallic dust. Tonight we'll see if the beam will carry an object as large as one of these pellets. Because the wave is of unusual and untested strength, I'm using the steel plate. Well, if you'd told me that before, I'd have said go ahead and blow out the old damn wall.
What's the matter, Grit? Getting too old to take it? Oh.
Listen who's talking.
The men know where the lab building is. House says that's where we'd find Dr. Miller's invention. I'll get going. Cover them. Don't shoot unless you have to. And if you have to, don't miss.
Ordinarily, I'd let one of you men hold the receiver. But now I can't take a chance on letting anyone come within range of the light wave. Well, everything's ready. Shall we try?
Go ahead. I'm on needles and pins.
Let her rip. Now watch.
Like that's the thing we came for. Surround the cabin. Don't stand there. Get going.
Not me. Didn't you see what happened?
Nothing left of them guys but a puff of smoke. No, sir. Now take your choice.
Bill, you better wait here. This may be another attempt to steal the Paratron.
To the horse.
We couldn't identify those men. Everything on them was destroyed.
Oh, that's too bad. I was in hopes there'd be some sort of a clue.
I still think they're just a gang of outlaws.
No, it's bigger than that, Pop. This gang's international. They'd give anything in the world for Doc's invention.
I don't get it. Doc is in there brooding because his invention turned out to be a death ray instead of what it's supposed to be. He sure is peculiar.
No, not peculiar. Civilized.
Well, whatever it is, I don't understand. He's got something that's worth millions, and he's sore about it. What are you going to do with all that gear you brought up from Saskatchewan?
Well, that's the equipment I brought to start up the old shaft again.
You still think you can reach the vein of quartz from the lower level?
I'm sure of it.
After all that book learning he got in college and you're still doubting him?
Pop, you know why I know there's quartz in that lower level is because Grit's rheumatism acts up when he gets close to it.
Rheumatism. I ain't had an ache in my life.
No.
When do you expect to get that hoist in?
I'll have it running tomorrow.
There doesn't seem to be anything for me to do around here. I'd just as well go fishing.
You might go back to the lab and cheer up the doctor.
Not all I'm good for these days is to give advice.
Let's give the boys a hand.
But you didn't know those men were out there. It's not your fault.
After working for years to benefit humanity, I end up with a terrible weapon of destruction.
Ah, you're wrong there, Doc. Let's look at it this way. If it is a weapon of destruction, it's also a weapon of defense. Jim is refitting an old shaft that runs 1,000 feet into the ground. Maybe you'd like to see it. Come on, Doc. Let's put our cards on the table and face the facts. Think for a minute what this invention will mean to the country.
If I only knew what it was.
Don't worry, you will.
A shaft of light. It can crush a rock. Burn a man into a puff of smoke. A rocket gun is a harmless toy compared to this. Think of it.
I've got troubles of my own to think of. How to get that ray machine without losing any more men. How to get it quick enough to satisfy Brock.
You were so near last night. Why did you take it then?
The boys got afraid. It scared the fight out of them.
I was just talking to our man up at the mine. He said they're fixing up that shaft we put out of commission.
So what?
Thought you'd like to know.
You'd have told me they were all dead.
Hey, Kurt! Hold it! Let me talk to him.
Our men looked all through that area. Well, all I can say, Marshal, is what I told you before. Miss Miller figures the hideout's about halfway between here and the wreck.
It's a pretty rugged country. The only person I know living in there is a trapper named Kurtz. Know him?
Vaguely. I stopped there once while I was hunting. Maybe you ought to have a talk with him.
I think I will. My main trouble is I ain't got enough men to make a real search. Can you spare any?
Sorry, but I can't. We're short of help ourselves.
Well, I'll do what I can. I'll have the chief send another deputy up here.
Thanks, Marshal, and stick on the job when you run them down, will you?
Well, you told me to let you know when we was all set down in the shaft.
Well, are we?
Yep.
Let's go.
That works as slick as a whistle.
All set for the blast in the bottom drift?
All set.
I looked it over. I couldn't have done better myself.
I couldn't have done better myself, he says. Why, you couldn't find the right place to set off a firecracker. Set that box of explosive on the heist.
Ah, the brakes.
Ain't you ever going to learn that when I fix something, it's fixed right?
I've been taking his back talk for 20 years. Someday I'm going to get and fire him.
Yeah, I know. Men down there, Bolton?
They've been through drilling for 10 minutes.
Now we'll soon find out if that theory of yours about the vein of quartz is correct.
It's not a theory, it's a fact.
You're going down or ain't you?
Let's go. Take it easy. I want to inspect that new cribbing. You know, Britt did a good job in here, considering the time.
How'd the shaft happen to get wrecked?
Well, we figure some of Dad's old enemies were trying to break him and take over the mine. Now it looks like there's a little more to it than that.
Hey, we snapped the cable.
Hey, we gotta get those explosives out of here. Well, Grit did a good job in here, considering the time.
How'd the shaft happen to get wrecked?
Well, we figure some of Dad's old enemies were trying to break him and take over the mine. Now it looks like there's a little more to it than that.
BR calling HB. BR calling HB.
Come in, BR.
Hello, Chief. I want to report that right about this time, Jim Hudson and his pal and a box of high explosives ought to be breaking records for going down a mine shaft.
Cable snapped! We gotta get those explosions out of here! Hold on, Bolton! They'll blow faster than we do, and the explosion might take our speed!
Get a rope. Now you get down there. And you signal me what happened. All right.
How do you feel? How do you feel? Ben, stop playing!
You'll be all right.
Oh! What happened?
I don't know. I was letting the hoist down nice and easy, and all of a sudden I felt the roof cave in on me. When I came to, I heard this big explosion down in the shaft. It's a signal. They're alive. They want to come up. Okay, Jim. I'll have you up in a jiffy.
Hi, son.
I'm all right, Pop. How are you both?
Okay.
Hey, Grit. Where's Grit?
It's not like you to be careless. What happened?
Well, as near as I can remember, somebody sneaked up and cracked me on the head.
There's only one answer to that. Somebody working right here at the mine, Pop.
I'll call the men together. We'll get at the bottom of this right now.
No, not that way. We gotta be smart. We gotta work from the inside like they do.
What riles me is all our work has gone for nothing. How bad was the damage?
The cribbing and the lower drift was all caved in. We're fresh out of lumber, too.
Are Bradshaw's boys still cutting that timber on the upland lease?
Yes.
Don't you think I better have a run up there tomorrow and talk with him?
Good idea.
How would you like a nice trip into the lumber country tomorrow?
Oh, would I?
How would you like a nice trip into the lumber company, too? Oh, come on.
You want to wait here, Ruth?
Sure.
I'll only be with Bradshaw a few minutes.
I see. Right.
That was our man at the Hudson mine. He said the deputy marshal's on his way here to have a talk with you.
Let him come. Him and me are old buddies. I'll buy him a drink and send him packing.
That's the idea. I'll leave one of the boys here just in case the marshal gets too nosy. You and the rest of the men will have to clear out for a while.
This will not interfere with us?
Not a bit. As soon as the marshal's gone, we can all come back.
Where will you be during this time?
I also found out that Jim Hudson's in the upland timber country. I thought I'd mosey up there. Maybe do a little hunting.
I gotta hand it to you, Doc. Once you start something, you sure don't give up.
I hope you don't mean that as a compliment. As a matter of fact, it would take much more courage for me to stop working. With me, this has become an obsession. I neglect my friends. I lose track of time.
Hi, you two.
Hello.
Back so soon?
Yeah.
You see Bradshaw?
Yeah, Pop, the best I could do was buy the timber standing. We'll have to cut it and haul it ourselves.
All at one end.
Well, Bradshaw isn't using his trucks at night, and he said we could use them then.
Is the price all right?
I think so. It allows for the time we'll put in cutting and hauling.
Fair enough.
Well, fine then. I'll leave here with the crew before sunup in the morning.
May I go with you again?
Sure, if you think you can get up early enough.
Marty. First aid kit. Bosun's hurt.
Badly?
No, just a hand wound.
Well, how'd it happen?
He tried to make friends with a field mouse and she bit him.
What's the matter?
My leg.
How does it feel?
All right.
I'm sorry, Ruth. I shouldn't have brought you up
Never
here.
mind that. There was a man up there trying to shoot you.
Look out! That was no accident.
I'll say it wasn't.
Let's get back to the car. Here comes the marshal. Don't be too quick with that pop gun. You better get in that room.
Why?
Hello there, Marshal. Come right on in. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a month of Sundays.
Longer than that, I reckon, Mr. Curtis. Longer than that.
Will you have a little drink to warm up?
Oh, thanks. I'm on duty.
On duty? Way up here in this lonesome neck of the woods?
Yep. Seems there's a bunch of hijacking outlaws hiding out around here. I was thinking maybe you'd seen something you'd like to tell the law about.
No, ain't seen nothing.
Even the 4-footed's come scarce up here this season.
Well, just thought I'd ask. Oh, if you see anything, Mr. Kurtz, let me know.
I sure will, Marshal.
What was that?
Those dang rats. This place is polluted with them. Always knocking something over. I wish I could get rid of them.
You're trying to catch that rat. Have a smoke on me.
Thanks. I will.
So long.
So long, Marshal.
Boy, that a close call.
I'll say it was. Let's have a drink.
He's probably cleared out of the neighborhood by now, but I'll keep my eyes open for him.
Please do. He's a killer.
I'll see you tonight. Tell Dad the boast and I are bringing down the first load. Feel all right? Bye now.
Bye.
Just slugged Bill and got away with our pickup truck.
What? Let her roll, Bosun.
Crazy fool, I've got to hit him. No, try to pass him. Oh, I can't do it.
The man who tried to shoot Jim today was one of the masked men I saw before. I'm sure of it.
I'll take some men in the truck with me. Have a look along the road. Jim's coming down.
What do you know? A couple of highfighters just slugged Bill, got away with our pickup truck.
That cinches it. They're after Jim. Have 3 of the men go with me. Ruth, you come along, too.
You need her?
Oh, I can't stay here, Dad. If something should happen to Jim or both, and I...
Crazy fool, I've got to hit him. No, try to pass him. Oh, I can't do it. You better jump.
Jim!
Well, come on, stop yelling. Get in here.
Say, this thing's full of thorns.
Oh, come on, let's get a look at that truck.
Why are you hoofing it? Where's the truck?
Out at the bottom of the hill.
Did the load get away from you?
Not exactly.
Well, we were doing all right till the truck pulled up right in front of us in the middle of the road.
Was it our pickup truck?
Well, we didn't have time to stop and look.
Let's see it.
I got young Hudson.
Good work, Brandon.
I thought that'd make you happy, House.
How did you do it?
I'll tell you the story later. First, we're paying a visit to the gun site mine. Go down and get rid of that truck I've been using.
Take him out. Come on.
Get the watchman. Work fast, but keep quiet. You fellas come with me. You too, House.
Nothing to be done about the truck. It shouldn't be hard for the men to get the timber out of there.
We can get to it easier from the lower level.
That's it.
Wonder where everybody is.
Probably asleep where we ought to be.
Well, that doesn't account for the watchman. Well, here he is. Somebody's knocked him out. Bosun, take care of it.
I wonder if Dad's all right.
Ruth, don't go in there. They've stolen the Paratron.
Put it down here. But carefully. Nothing must suffer the least damage. This might be the most important discovery of our time.
How soon can you set it up and have it working?
Depends on whether you have odds. I took everything from the laboratory I thought would be of value. I'll do the best I can.
Jim, I tell you, I was right here all the time. I don't see how... This is terrible. A weapon of such terrific power in the hands of those men. Why, they wouldn't hesitate to use it on anything or anybody.
I know. But don't worry about it. Doc will get it back. From now on, nothing else matters till we do.
If you need any help, sing out. I'll go tell Brock we finally made it. VR to HB. VR to HB. Come in, HB.
Come in, Brandon.
Well, Chief, we made it. Everything worked out according to plan.
Good. What about the Paratron?
We've got the Paratron here at the ranch. Dr. House is putting it together now.
And we'll be able to cover every bit of territory within a radius of 100 miles. You do the piloting, I'll do the observing.
Well, I think that's an excellent plan.
Perhaps, but why tomorrow night?
Well, if they can put the Paratron together, they'll certainly want to use it. And if they do, we'll be able to see that light for 50 miles.
What I want to know is where are you going to get the plane?
I'll go and tell him tomorrow and ask Mr. Brock. So far, he's been able to give us anything we've wanted.
I hope it works.
How much will a thing like that cost, Doc? I don't know. It's hard to say. $1 million, perhaps?
$1 million?
You meddlesome pig. I told you to keep your hands off.
Do you think you can operate it?
That blundering fool hasn't damaged it. Well, I guess it's all right. Here, this is the energized quartz Dr. Miller came north for. It is the secret of the Paratron's miraculous power.
Let's see you make it work, Doc. Try it out on that tree up on the hill there.
hot stuff, Doc. What makes it tick?
Apparently some form of atomic energy. I should like to have seen Dr. Miller's face when he realized what he had created.
I'd like to have seen him when he realized it was gone.
What do you think Brock is going to do with it?
Probably send it abroad as soon as possible. You know, you can't hide a thing like this.
I hope he does not take it away from me too soon. Such a long time has passed since I have worked in it.
Yes?
There's Mr. Jim Hudson here to see you.
Jim Hudson. Send him in. Hello, Hudson.
Hello, Mr. Brock.
Sit down.
Thank you.
How are things going?
That's good. Could you help me rent a plane?
Well, I'll try.
Almost anything will do. It's just for some local flying.
Well, I don't want to appear unduly curious, but if I had more of an idea of what you want it for.
It's no secret. I want to find Dr. Miller's Paratron.
Paratron?
Yes, you know his invention? You've heard me speak of it.
Oh, yes, of course. Don't tell me it's gone.
That's right, it is.
Well, you seem so concerned. Is it that important?
It's extremely important. That machine in the hands of the wrong people could be a terribly destructive weapon.
Well, but didn't you say that its commercial use was to convey substance through space?
It was, until Dr. Miller developed it far beyond that point. But what about the plane, sir?
Hello. Give me 752. Hello, Paul. This is Brock talking. Say, can you rent me a small plane for local flying? Yes. Yeah, that's right. Wait a minute. You got an old two-seater biplane they use as a trainer.
Well, that'll be fine. Ask him if it has landing lights.
Does it have landing lights? Yeah, well, have it serviced and ready to fly. Jim Hudson will pick it up.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Brock. I hate to be always calling on you.
Oh, don't mention it. Glad to be of help.
I'll go right down and get it. I want to get started tonight before the thieves cover too much territory. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thanks again.
Now is your chance to test the destructive power of the Paratron.
Tonight. Okay, we'll be waiting for him.
And this time, don't report his death until you're sure of it.
Right. Anything else?
No.
When you hit 10,000, cut your motor and glide in a wide spiral.
Hear that plane? There's one up there.
It must be Hudson.
It'll be a simple thing to find out. Train that gadget on the rocks over there. Just a flash.
Oh, I see. You think they're experimenting?
That's the idea. Try it again.
I just saw a beam of light. I'm sure it's the Paratron.
He's seen it. He's cut his motor.
What's that building down there?
That ought to be the old Kurtz Ranch.
Did the light come from there?
No! Further over the hill.
There he is.
There it is. That's it. Get over that peak.
bad that mountain cuts off the view of the fireworks. Here he is.
That's it. Get over that peak.
Good shooting, Doc. Too bad that mountain cuts off the view of the fireworks. Take this machine back to the cabin.
You're anxious to tell Brock about the big game we have bagged, aren't you?
No, no. You can tell him if you want to. I'm tired of being proved a liar.
You don't think Hudson lived through that?
I'll believe he's dead when I've had the pleasure of burying him. I'm going to find the spot where that plane crashed. Come with me.
I'm sorry, Ruth. If I'd have thought this had happened, I certainly wouldn't have brought you along.
Now, none of that. I'd rather be here with you than back there at the mine wondering.
You're a great pal. Now, look, here's what I want you to do. Take this compass and head due east. It ought to bring you out on the old mine road.
What about you?
I'm going back to where the plane crashed. I think whoever turned that ray on us will come snooping around.
All right, Jim.
Oh, yes, take this. I won't need it. Goodbye now.
Good luck.
They're done for. Let's get back to the cabin.
I didn't get close enough to those two fellas to recognize them. The only thing I'm sure of is that Kurtz's cabin is the hideout.
Then I'm for sending the marshal up there and arresting the whole bunch of them.
Oh, it wouldn't work.
Then why not?
He's right, Pop. If the Paratron's in that cabin, you couldn't get 100 men within a mile of the place.
You know what it did to the plane.
Well, it's not like you two to sit back and take it without a fight. What's on your mind?
Very simple. We know the outlaws have a spy right here at the mine.
Well, I've been working on that. I've got 2 suspects myself.
Wait a minute, Pop. Wait till I finish with them. First, we're going to feed them a little wrong information for a change.
Hmm?
Follow this closely. We're going to spread the information around that we think the Paratron's at the old Pocket mine, and that we intend to go up there this afternoon. But instead of doing that... How many men did you get?
5 men's all we can spare. They're in the truck.
I phoned the marshal. He's sending a deputy and some men over to Pocket right away.
That ought to do it. Be seeing you.
Yeah.
You boys stick around till you hear from us. Come on, Bosun.
Have you told Brock that we're getting the Peloton ready for shipping?
Yeah, but I've got work to do before we move it out. Brock verified the tip we got on Hudson being at the Pocket mine. The boys and I are riding up to take a look. We ought to be back for nightfall.
What's next, boss?
We're going to stick around and wait.
Wait for what?
For those outlaws to move far enough away so they can't hear the gunfire.
Gunfire? What gunfire?
Ours.
Ours?
Sure, we're going into the cabin and see if the Paratron's in there. Now, look, while we're waiting, you go back to the truck and bring the rest of those men up here.
Okay, boss. I've got the men staked out just like you said, boss.
You tell them to make a lot of noise?
They'll make more noise than a division of infantry.
All right, let's go.
All right.
We're surrounded. Don't fire, you fool. They ain't going to get me without a fight.
No time for fighting. This is time to use your brains.
I ain't so sure about my brains, but I am about my shooting. So listen to me.
Either there's nobody in that cabin or we've killed them all.
If there's anybody in there, they're cagier than I am, but I'm going down and have a look.
Huh?
Coming? Now, here's the plan for action when the outlaws get here. You 2 men will be laying low over here on the right. You 2 men... You stay here and cover me.
Oh, let me go, Jim.
No, you're too big a target. If you see anything moving, be sure and hit it.
I sure will.
Stand just inside this door. I'm going to take a look in the other room. Bosun. What's Dr. House, help me get him untied.
Well, I know him. He was on the ship with us.
Oh, Mr. Hudson, you have finally come. I'm so grateful, so thankful.
Never mind that now, Doc. You take it easy while we look around. Search the rest of the cabin, see what you can find.
I'm all right.
Feeling better, Doc?
Yes, much. Thank you. You're wondering how I've come here, aren't you?
Well, yes, sort of.
Remember when we were on that ship? I went to see the captain about that murder. I don't understand why, but he had me locked in the hold. And then the ship ran into the iceberg. I remember nothing anymore. Nothing until one day I regained my senses and I was in the hands of these terrible men. Things they have made me do. You can't imagine. I'm so glad you have come.
I couldn't find it anywhere, Jim.
Oh, Dr. Miller's Paratron's been stolen. We thought perhaps it was here.
Yes, I know. With a gun in my back, they made me work it.
Well, you were the one who tried to burn me up last night.
They tortured me. They forced me.
Take him back to the gun site. See that he gets plenty of hot food and rest. Come on, Doc.
Thank you, Mr. Hudson. Thank you.
Doctor! Do you know where the Paratron is now?
No. It's out there somewhere. Whenever they take me from here, I'm blindfolded.
I'll go on up to Pocket Mine. The deputies probably grabbed those outlaws by now. Might be able to get some information out of them.
Beat him to it, all right. We'll stake it out. Remember orders if anything goes wrong.
Drop your guns. You're under arrest.
Work your way back to the horses.
those masks down. Get rid of those rifles.